Rule 2, mounts and equipment. You can play any horse of any size and any breed. It's probably recommended that you play a polo pony, probably around 14 and a half to 16 hands. But you can play any horse. The horse may not be blind in one eye or both eyes. The horse must be under control. So if your horse is completely out of control and is dangerous, your umpire is probably going to remove the horse from the game, ask you to change horses. And if he does that or she does that, you have to change horses. You cannot have shadow rolls or blinders on your horse. What is that? That's kind of if you passing an Amish horse and buggy on the road, and the horse has these big blinders on. It prevents them from seeing and getting scared of things that happen sideways, and they can only see forward. I think those are called blinders, and I think shadow rolls is just another name for blinders. Never seen it used in polo, only the Amish as they drive their horse and buggies. So anything that's going to disturb your horse's vision. So if you're playing them with like a fly mask or something and they can't see out of it, I don't think that's going to be allowed. Your horse needs to be able to see because he's going to help you get out of trouble. So no shadow rolls, no blinders, nothing to obscure the horse's vision. The shoes on the horse, this is specific, and I recommend that if you are in doubt, you give this rule to your farrier and have them comply with it. But the shoes cannot have an outer rim, a toe grip, screws, or frost nails. You can have heel calks on the back shoes only, but they need to be dull and no longer than 1 inch from the shoe surface to the ground surface. So if you ever look at horseshoes, the front shoes, they're just flat, and the back shoes, especially polo plates, they make special polo plates, they have about a half an inch probably of a heel caulk. It's dull, helps the horses have some traction. I coached arena polo for 5 years, and we had about 100 head of horses at the program where I worked, and we did not put back shoes on them because in the arena you don't really need it, and when we turned them out, when they kick each other, they wouldn't draw blood. So it was much better for us if we have horses turned out not to have back shoes on. So in the arena, you don't. I would say you don't need back shoes, but if you want them or your horse needs them, you have to comply with the rules on that. You're not going to want any kind of toe grips anyway, because if they make your horse stop suddenly or something, he can pull a tendon, or it's not something you want anyway. But be in compliance with the rules for your benefit and for your horse's comfort and benefit. Okay, horses can play for only one team unless you're doing split strings. If you're doing split strings, don't worry about it. But otherwise, if it's a regular tournament, you're not intercollegiate or anything, you're not doing split strings, your horse can only play for your team in a tournament, cannot play for another team. If your horse has any blood on it anywhere, it may be removed. Oftentimes the umpire will say, hey, go wash that blood out. And then if he sees it again, the horse is out. It's just for the benefit of the horse. So we're very sensitive about that, and I'm sure you are too. Okay, conditioning. Your horse has to fall within the conditioning guidelines. You're seeing them behind me. That's what it looks like. They're actually in the rule book. In this rule, it says they're on page 303. The new rule book may have a different page. I don't know what page they're going to be on, but they're in the rule book. And basically what the conditioning says is you have to have a horse that's relatively fit, at least to your level of play, and is not straining to move around. So you don't want a horse too fat. You don't want a horse too thin. If it looks like it's starving, that's going to be an issue. We have rules about that, and this is the rule. So the horse needs to be within the normal bounds of what you see horses playing in the tournament. So too thin, nope, umpire's not going to like that, and you're also going to get reported to the Equine Welfare Committee to find out why is your horse too thin, what's the problem. Okay, and too fat, if he's fat and fit, he's probably fine. But if he's not fit and you're trying to get too much out of him, if a horse is exhausted, the umpire's going to order him off the field for the horse's benefit. So condition your horses properly. A lot of players do not do this. They should. So that's up to you. But if you have a USP umpire and your horse is improperly conditioned, you may not be able to play. And if you only have 2 horses, you might be in big trouble. So think about that. Okay, with that being said, the rule says front wraps on your horses. This is arena polo, everybody. Put 4 wraps on all 4 legs, so 1 wrap per leg. Definitely, it's not, you don't have to put back wraps on, but do it because arena polo is messy, it's physical, and there's a lot of contact, and your horse it needs as much protection as he or she can get. So, I also recommend boots. Those neoprene boots are great. Even tendon boots are good. I would put a wrap on, and I recommend you look into putting something over the wrap, some kind of boot or extra protection. Arena polo is physical, and it's contained in an arena, which is means there's going to be a lot of contact. So, but according to the rule, all you have to have is front wraps. And there is your rule 2, mounts and equipment.